Hey Aries, it's Honey Priestess. Welcome to your general reading for December 2019. This is for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Yeah, okay. Aries. But if you are not an Aries and it's not December 2019, but you were still guided here, you're still in the right place. All disclaimers are below. If you're new to tarot, check out that description box. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Ooh, I forgot to say that in Sage video, but y'all already know the deal. And yeah, stay tuned for the rest of the readings for the rest of the month, okay? I have some oracle cards picked out for you guys. My voice is low-key going out. I don't think I realized. I've been doing readings for hours, okay? But I still want to do this. Like, I'm perfectly in a good energy, but I think my voice is trying to give up on me, so. All right. So first card, we have anxiety. 18 breaking down to a 9. We have yin and yang, 22, breaking down to a 4. Woman holding a heart, 44, breaking down to an 8. Joy to romance, 33, breaking down to a 6. We have 22, 44, and 33. Okay. At the bottom of the deck, we have 49, breaking down to a 4. 13, 4, angel of love. Underneath that, appreciation, 15, breaking down to a 6. Underneath that, deceit, 25, breaking down to a 7. All right, folks. All right. Aries, Aries, Aries. What is going on? Okay. Some of you guys are scared of losing somebody. Okay. Some of you guys are scared of losing somebody. I think the decade coming to a close got you like, oh my God, like, are things not going to work out with this person? Are they meant to work out with this person? You know, I just feel like you feel the energy of the impending decade and the closing of this decade. And I just feel like you might have thought about it before, but it feels a lot more urgent to you right now to fix things. And it doesn't seem like things are getting fixed. It doesn't seem like things are happening. And I feel like you want to figure it out. You want to bring it to balance. I think you're ready for this to go in a direction that obviously reverse the roles, okay, if necessary. But I feel like you want this to go in a different direction. Maybe you've been able to push it to the side, but again, just the energy of this coming decade has your mind on it more, and you're sitting here like, so is this really not going to fix itself? Like, am I really not going to get closure? Is this really not going to get fixed? Is this really going to be what it's going to be? You know? Dead silence. I feel like it is dead silent for you. It might be dead silent between you and this person. When I was picking up this Angel of Love card, when I was putting it back, it went reverse. And I feel like you might think that this door to romance is closing for you. You don't want that. Again, you got to reverse the roles. You got to reverse the roles. You might be hoping that whoever is on the other end of this that you want, you might hope that they just come, like they just recognize your worth, you know? Oh, it's kind of sad, y'all. They just see your worth. They see you're worth it, that they see that you're worth doing right and it's time to lock you down and blah, blah, blah. I think there's a sense of when we go into 2020, if they haven't spoken to me or they haven't gotten right, they're not going to. You're just very, very impatient, and you just want them to see you and see what you have to offer. But I don't feel like they see that or take it seriously or value that. I don't. Again, this could be you. This could be vice versa. Or it's going to be somebody you know. It's just energy, y'all. It's around you or it's you or whatever the case is. Be intuitive when you listen. There's a lot of angel numbers around here. This could be somebody you have a really strong connection with. I don't think everybody has a soulmate, but I do think some of you guys, this is a soulmate. But they're not the kind of soulmate that you want them to be. You know, like there's somebody who needs to get left behind. They're not really somebody. They were a lesson, you know, they weren't like long term. And you might be realizing that. You might be coming into that realization, and it might be really hard for you. I feel like there's some other stuff we can pick up here, but I'm going to start clarifying. Yeah. Yeesh. All right, y'all. Let's get into the reading. We're going to clarify anxiety first, because this is what you guys are nervous about. Okay. So a lot of love energy here, though. A lot of energy of love and stability, which is kind of why I'm like, what is going on here? Some of you guys might even be waiting on this person, because if not, there's something else you could do. Like, you just need this situation to get clarity on it so that you can move on. Some of you guys don't think you can move on. Maybe you guys haven't considered moving on, but it's like having clarity on this conversation. You don't need to have a conversation, but maybe that's just what you're waiting on. But needing clarity on this is what kind of helps you to really start over. And I think you really want that fresh mindset, so that when you go into 2020, you're not holding on to this. It's just, this seems stupid to hold on to all that time. Yeah. Can I get clarity for anxiety? Clarity. It's kind of a lot of cards, but okay. Yeesh. Okay. Okay, guys. Clarity for anxiety. Okay, we have the Ten of Wands, the Empress, the Hierophant, the Knight of Wands, the Devil, the Capricorn, Four of Pentacles, and the Nine of Cups with the Four of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Five of Wands underneath that, the Ten of Cups. Okay. I will show you in a second. There it is. Woo! There it is. All right, y'all. So this is one of my divine pairings, okay? Interesting to me is that I think this is one of, like, top relationships in the deck. But the natural counterpart to the Empress is the Emperor, and the natural counterpart to the Hierophant is the High Priestess, right? It's like, yeah, this might have been a soul connection, but were you guys really right for each other? You know what I'm saying? I don't necessarily read this like this in every reading. You know what I'm saying? I might see this as a really poppin' ass couple. But right now, it's almost like, are you guys really as compatible as you think you are for the long term? I also kind of see this as whoever is the Empress in the situation having a greater perspective of what's going on. Thinking they have a greater perspective of what's going on. You know, it's kind of like that. We're supposed to be together. We're supposed to do this. There's a lot of love here, and I could be this, and I excuse me, I could be that. And there's a lot of overthinking, but it's almost like you're the only one who knows how special this connection is. I don't really think that's the case, but that's what you think, right? And it's like the other person can't see it. They can't see it. They can see, this night is falling. This Knight of Wands. I don't necessarily know that they can't see it. I think they feel it, especially with this Hierophant. I do feel like they feel it. I just feel like they're not as mature as you might be. I also feel like they might be running away from their intuition. That's a weird thing to say. Some of these people are around for some of you guys, but they're not coming correct. Like, they're coming and mature. They might be passionate about you to the point of possibly even stalking you. I don't want to say not stalking too seriously. I hope it's not that bad. But they might be pressing you. They might be looking at your social media. They might be all over your shit. They might be present and, like, actively pursuing you in very, like, off ways, but it's immature. It's not grounded. Like, they're just not on the same wavelength as you are, and it's like you've been waiting for them to really, like, grow and mature. Others, it might be them running away from you or running away from their intuition and having to deal with this. And you're just sitting there like, I know you can be better. It's like you're sitting there like, I know the potential. I know the potential. Why can't you get your shit together and see what I see and get on board with what I'm on board with? And I feel like there's a lot of stress on you, feeling like we only have so much time to figure this out because I have to do other things. I have to move on. I can't wait here forever, you know? Yeah. Here's the thing. This Devil, this Pentacles, and this Nine of Cups, this is telling me, guys, that, like, somebody's holding on to this because they're like, oh, it's a spiritual connection. And I really feel like that's you or whoever is the Empress in the situation. I feel like that's them being like, well, I know what this is. And, like, you want to let it go. It's like you're holding on to it and trying to pursue what makes you happy all at once. And you don't want to have to come to this point where you have to let it go. But it's coming to that point. The reason you feel so much anxiety is not just because you're impatient, but because it's kind of like the universe telling you, like, you need to move on. And I feel like a lot of you guys might be trying to play yourselves like you're not really as attached as you are, or you're able to function without this consuming your life, but you keep thinking about this person every day. You still talk to your friends about this person. It might have even gotten to the point where you start talking to less people about it because you don't want them to judge you for still caring. But it's like, move on, you know? Like, it's not working out. It's not happening the way you want it to happen. So, yeah, there might be a spiritual connection, but maybe this is the wrong person. And maybe you've invested a lot of time and energy and you've got 1,000,001 signs and synchronicities that this is your person and it's just not your person. Not the way you wanted them to be. Or, you know, everyone has free will. Their free will is leading them to fuck around. You know? Every case is different, but the bottom line is when it comes down to it, yeah, there's a soul connection, but this isn't. You got to move on. A lot of you guys are not as willing to move on as you think you are, and that's why you're getting frantic. Is this person really not going to grow up? Is this person really not going to mature? Are they really going to throw this away? Seems like it. Low key, honey. Seems like this 4 of Cups, this 5 of Wands, this 10 of Cups. Underneath that is the 5 of Pentacles. It's like you don't want to give this up, but you can't bring this 10 of Cups into fruition when they're fighting it. You can't. So it leaves you having to cut your losses and move forward. Underneath this is the Lover's card, okay? So not only cutting off this connection, but opening yourself up to other connections and saying, okay, this is a dub. Like, this is actually a dub. I have to actually let this go. I don't think you're as ready for that as you want to be. But there's something in you telling you that you're going to make the decision. And it can't be that, oh, I'm going to check their social media or I'm going to, you know, whatever, give them energy. Like, it's going to be like, stop talking about them. Don't bring up their name. Don't tell my friends about it. Like, that kind of cut off. Like, real serious, stop playing around and trying to make it something it's not type, cut them off. This is the big kid shit. and you've been holding on to the spiritual connection of it, you know, and keeping them alive and acting like, well, it's not me, it's spiritual. It's not me. It's, you know, it's meant to be. And I see everything and I know. And you're sitting here and you're like, do I know? Amen. That spiritual shit can get you caught up. That's why I refuse to do twin flame readings. I'm not going to get into that conversation. I just think twin flames and karmic partners and the way they romanticize, I think some of you guys not bought into, I don't want to say it in a way that doesn't exist, but I think that you got so invested that some of you guys created a narrative that should have never been there. That's for a select few of you. Others of you aren't wrong, but you're so invested in it being a spiritual situation that you don't understand that this is still some regular shit that you need to cut off. Like, it's still playing out the way it's playing out. Whether there's something higher to it or not, it's still playing out the way it's playing out for a reason. And you need to make a big decision to stop using spirituality to justify why you're even talking about them anymore. Literally dead it. Some of y'all need to hear that. Some of y'all didn't like hearing that. Some of y'all might have clicked off. All right. We're going to clarify. Yeah, we're going to clarify yin and yang. This reading kind of going quick now. Well, quick for me. Y'all know I be long-winded. Okay? I don't really want to hurt your feelings. I don't want to insult you guys. I'm not trying to insult your level of intuition, anything like that. But some of you guys really do need to kind of like come back down to Mars, like Aries. But some of y'all really do need to kind of ground yourselves because you're getting caught up in this woo-woo shit, man. Really. My tarot card reading ass talking about y'all getting caught up in woo-woo shit. But really, like, you're getting caught up in what you want this to be, and it's just got out of hand. Some of you guys have gotten out of hand, and you don't want to hear that because you know what this is. And all right, you ain't gotta listen to me, but you're just dragging out your own pain. I mean, this is stupid when you can move on and have something better for yourself. Let me just be really honest. Because whoever this is, yeah. All right, let's clarify yin and yang. Spirit, please clarify yin and yang for Aries. Okay. Please clarify yin and yang for Aries. Ooh. Sheesh. All right. Please clarify yin and yang. Yeah. Alright, guys. Yeah. Hierophant. 2 of Cups. Justice. 4 of Pentacles. 10 of Cups. At the bottom of the deck, we have the 8 of Swords underneath that. Emperor underneath that. 5 of Wands. You guys, I feel a need to point out, you guys are coming up. Aries is coming up. There's a lot of energies in the board. Water and fire. Oh, really all of them. But really, water, fire, air, those are the strong signs. If you want me to call it the exact signs, some of you guys, for some reason, asked me the exact signs that are coming up. Taurus, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, Pisces, Gemini. Did I say Aries? I already said Aries earlier, but Aries and Leo. So a lot of cards. Okay, a lot of different energies, but as you can see, there's a lot of water, fire, and air, like I mentioned. The Capricorn, I mean, it's there, but I don't want you guys getting too caught up on it. Anyway, I think the reason why I want to say that is because there's the yin and yang thing, the fire and air especially, opposites of each other, right? I think you guys really think that you found somebody who mirrors you. And it might have been that mirroring that made you overinvest in what this is. This is a situation that probably should have been addressed a while ago. A while is relative, but definitely earlier in this year, minimum, for some of y'all. It should have been put to rest. But you invest in the spirituality of it. I also think that you thought that, I don't know. I think you thought that you were the karma or the lesson or the, I don't know, this Hierophant with this Two of Cups and this Justice card. I almost feel like this is you and this is them, right? Because the Hierophant already came up. And it's like, this union was supposed to happen. You were supposed to balance them out. You were supposed to be the person to help them change their ways or grow, or, you know, you were the change. You were the pivot point. You were the thing that catalyzed their life. I think you gave yourself a lot of importance in their life. And I don't think it's all of you guys are wrong, but I think some of you guys overstated your importance, again, because of the spiritual connection. And because of that, you were holding on to this idea. Because of you kind of determining your importance in their lives and their importance in yours and making it a big, beautiful, karmic situation, it's like you held on, maybe without knowing for some of you guys, but you held on to this idea that they were ultimately your end game, or they were ultimately the person you had to be with, or there was more to the story. And it trapped you. It trapped you. Remember I told you guys that Empress in there in the last clarifier spread that we did. I guess that's what you want to call it. Anyway, last set of clarifiers that we did, you were the Empress. Now I have this Emperor, and it's like this trapped energy, this fighting energy. It's like it almost feels like you couldn't access this Emperor. You couldn't get to this Emperor. Like this, you had a whole other setup waiting for you. Or even somebody that might be, for some of you guys, this person's around right now and they couldn't get to you. Because you were so focused on this, like you're just not even looking around. Like, but I also feel like this is an energetic blocking of them. So you might literally not be talking to them. Even if you do know who they are, if you don't know who they are, it's like you don't seem accessible, or you haven't given people the time of day because you've been holding on to this. You may not think anything of it. You might just think, oh, I'm focusing on myself. No, you're focusing on yourself and this. Even if you guys aren't talking, even if it's a little off, it's like you have emotionally set aside your heart, your mind, everything, all the energy for them, to the point that even if you weren't talking to them, you could have blocked them. You could have been the person putting this Hierophant on ice. And even still, you were talking about them to your people. You know? You were really keeping them alive. And it blocked somebody out who never had a chance. It blocked somebody out who never had a chance to come through. Whether you know them or not, whether they're on the sidelines waiting or not. Even if they haven't come in, it's just like literally the energy does not allow for those paths to cross, because you just put a blockade and said, I'm going to just stay right here and, you know, tell myself I'm healing, telling myself I'm advancing. But, you know, I'm still noticing this person over here. I'm still keeping my eye on him, still seeing what's happening. But wow, nothing's changing. Wait. Amen. I feel like there's something else I want to say and it's not coming through to me right now. whatever. I'm gonna let it go. It's not supposed to come through, but I do know that if this person was around, they tried to get in, but there was just no way. There was no way they could get to you. No way. Because you put too much emphasis. I mean, I would not be surprised if for a lot of you guys, 2019 pretty much focused around one person. Even if you got yours somewhere else for a time being, you went dating, you tried to get over it, whatever the case, I feel like there is one main person that really took up the majority of your 2019. If it wasn't the whole 2019, they were still the most significant player of the year for you. And you just could not leave it behind. Let's get... Yeah, we're going to clarify the door to romance. Okay. I don't feel a need to clarify the woman holding a heart. Okay. Door to romance. Spirit, can you please clarify door to romance for Aries? Please clarify door to romance for Aries. Please clarify door to romance for Aries. Ooh. Whoa. Yeah. I have the Devil reversed, and I have the Eight of Wands reversed, and then I have the Star underneath that, Wheel of Fortune underneath that, Justice. All right, yeah, y'all played. Sorry, y'all were playing. This door to romance can only be opened if you stop energetic connection, or if you cut the energetic connection off with this Devil, with this person that you feel you have this spiritual connections to. Okay, with the Rider-Waite, the people in the Lovers card are basically the people in the Devil card, except the Devil, they're in chains. Right? This is almost, to me, it speaks to a souring of a divine connection, or a divine connection that has, it's time to cut it. Right? It might be a karmic connection or whatever, but it's time for the lesson to kick in and for you to step away. And this, I just feel like with this Devil and this Eight of Wands reverse, you just stopped that process and you were like, no, it's divine. And so this door to romance, you have the Star, you have the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Justice card underneath these two cards. It's like, wow, you're going to stop all this forward movement and growth and happiness. And I mean, this seems like happiness. It's like you're gonna stop all that from coming in because you're hell-bent on this one person. It's unfortunate. And I think what's the most unfortunate thing is not like, oh yeah, the typical, oh, you have to clear space here to get what you want over there. Like, it's not just a saying, you know, like it's really a present opportunity for you. It's you've been actively cutting off. The kind of love that you want, you've been cutting it off to have it with somebody who you got more than one sign in the past this year, if not a very, very clear one. But really, I feel like there's been multiple signs. But there's a clear point where you should have ended it and you didn't. And I mean ended it, like deaded them, acted like they didn't exist, you know? And you didn't. And it's just, I'm just getting like missed opportunities, honestly, which is really unfortunate. Missed opportunities because you couldn't let this go. So now we're here and it's like, well, we're trying to bring everything back to balance. We're trying to give you what you deserve. You learned your lesson. It's time to move on. It's time to move on and have faith that you're moving on to the right thing. Have faith that everything's going to balance out and everything's going to work out the way that it's meant to. This is really calling in your faith. And you're not really having it. Like, you're still trying to control the situation or write it out or whatever you think you're doing. And yeah, this reading is basically just telling you to let it the fuck go. Instead of playing yourself. I think I want to clarify, deceit. Because I just really want to drive it home, but this person has to go. Okay? I do. And I think you need to see why. I can tell you in many ways. I mean, I feel like this whole thing, I don't try to come off a rating, you guys. I'm never judgmental or anything like that. I may be harsh, but I'm not judging you. Because I'm stupid sometimes. Like, I really don't have the space, okay? But I feel like the reading has been like, hey, you need to go. Why are you doing this? Or like a little berating, and I don't want it to seem like that. I will keep it real, and I'll be on your ass about it. But I really want to show you guys why this person has to go. So that's why I'm going to clarify the deceit card. Even though outside of that, the reading's pretty much done. I need some water. My voice is trying it. I don't want my lip gloss on here. Oh, can she do it? She can do it. All right. Can we clarify my voice? Can we clarify deceit for Aries? Thank you, Spirit. Please clarify deceit for Aries. Okay, we have the Two of Swords, the Empress, and Santa Muerte, or death. Then we have the Hierophant, Eight of Cups, and the Sun. The bottom of the deck, we have the Devil card underneath that, Ace of Swords underneath that, Two of Wands. Okay. It's a lot of red energy here. I like this deck so much. I love this deck. Again, we have the Empress Hierophant shit. Some of you guys may have been options to this Hierophant. That resonates, it resonates. And I feel like you put them in a space where you're like, you need to make a choice. Okay? Can't be here running a game. I'm not your side hoe. I'm important. You're not going to treat me like a side hoe. You need to treat me like a main person. Your only person. And when you kind of establish that boundary, or said you needed more, even if it wasn't them choosing other people, it was just them playing games, like not being real with you. And you finally said, listen, like you can't do this, you know your worth. You claimed it. You let them know. You reminded them. And they were like, oh, I hate to lose you. Bye-bye. Okay. And some of you guys are like, well, he knows my worth. She knows my worth. They know my worth. They'll be back. They'll go around and they're going to enjoy themselves, and they're going to realize you just can't duplicate me. You can't duplicate this energy. You only get one. Got yourself up. You got to talk like you know who you are. You might be that energy. Like, you're going to come back because you're never going to find this anywhere else. I see you checking my page. I see you, they miss you. There is a connection there. They miss you. But ultimately, they chose to do what the hell they were doing. They chose to do what would make them happy, even if you think it's low vibrational, or you think it's stupid, or you think, you know, they're lost out here. They're still doing what makes them happy, what they want to do. I don't know if it's completely making them happy. Some of them are really fine. And you're sitting here and you're waiting for them to recognize your worth. Especially because you've asserted it, you know. They can't act like they don't know who they're dealing with. Okay, well, yeah, they might have that respect for you. That doesn't mean that they see your worth. Yeah, they might understand you mean business. That doesn't mean they're going to change. Either they're going to keep trying to come as they are, or they're going to move on. Some of these people aren't moving on, and they're still trying to come in on games. Like, they're not really coming different. And it's not, I don't think that they don't think that they have to come a certain way to you. Like, it's good to establish these boundaries. I just don't think they feel inclined to change in order to get to you. There might have been a point where you gave them more access than they should have had to you, even after establishing your boundaries. And that was a kicker, okay? That was a kicker, because now they're like, well, I've gotten through once. They're just headstrong. Even if your boundaries are good now, if they can get through it all, if you guys have like a mental connection and they even feel that they're getting to you, you got something on your hands that's hard to break. This Devil card, this Ace of Swords, and this Two of Wands. Yeah. You may know what this is. You may have the truth of what this is. But the hard truth is that you're going to have to decide to let this go or keep dealing with this. Because it's not necessarily going to get better. Yeah, you might miss them. They're going to miss you. The connection's still real. It still existed. But if nothing's going to change, then you got to opt out. You can't keep this alive, guys. Because the bottom line is they've already shown you their hand. And you know that. But they're not about to show you anything different. Some of you guys need to know they're not coming back different anytime soon. They're not changing for you. They're not going to suddenly get it, you know, if you just stick around long enough. Like, you're not applying any energetic pressure on them to boss up, because they can feel that even if you're trying to keep them from having access to you, they're still living rent-free in your head. You think people can't pick up on that? Just because you're not answering a text, or just because you're blocking them, or whatever the case might be. No. They still know that they have some access. And as long as they have some access, they're still going to keep trying that door. Period. Even if you never open it. If it's been open before, or they feel like you're debating whether you want to open that door or not, I mean, your case is blown. Your case is blown. Okay? Some of you guys have to close it forever and say, this isn't going to happen. Bye. It doesn't matter if it does happen in the future. It doesn't matter. I need you guys to understand. It doesn't matter. You still need to decide to move on. Because even if it is supposed to happen in the future, it's still not going to happen without you moving on. It's not going to happen where you're not going to be able to move on if you're still thinking about it and hoping for it. Like, you're still going to have that hope. Like, you need to dead it altogether and let it come back if it's meant to come back. But if it's not, then you are free to move forward. Okay? Ooh. All right, Aries. Let's get this advice going for you, okay? You gotta handle this before the new decade, guys. Please do. Don't carry this into the new decade. It's not just a new decade, you know, on the calendar. Like, there's an energy shift that comes with it, and you don't want to be stuck somewhere because you didn't want to learn your final lessons when it was time to learn your final lessons. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Spirit, can I get advice for Aries? Look at that. Look at that. My God. Y'all ain't gotta listen to me if you don't want to. Did I spit? Yeah. I apologize. Okay, one more shuffle. One more shuffle. Whew. Child, when I say I've been talking for hours in readings, I'm not playing. I've literally been doing readings since like the past 7 hours. Love abounds. This is the Ace of Cups in the regular tarot deck. Well-deserved reward is the Nine of Pentacles in the regular tarot deck. Shared love is the Three of Cups. Bottom of the deck, we have strengthening bonds, Ace of Pentacles. Y'all ain't gotta believe me, but when I tell you that the door to romance is real and it's active and it's present for you as soon as you let this person go, but you gotta let them go. I mean, from the day that you decide they gotta go, I don't know why I'm getting 3 to 9 months is a really huge gap, but I think it depends on how much you have to heal from this person. You know what I'm saying? But it's like within 3 to 9 months. It's like, bottom line, let's say you kick them out now. Yeah, no later than September 2020. I don't like saying that. 2020. Y'all about to have somebody. Period. You have to be open to finding emotional fulfillment outside of this person. This person is just a dead issue. And whether it's something new or somebody else or not, you have to be open to being happier. You have to be open to the idea that you can be happier without this person having a factor in it. It's not going to be easy to get them off your brain initially, but you have to be committed to it. Your friends are there, of course. Your guides are there, of course. You have love around you. Nobody wants to hear that when they want to be booed up. I know. But you're going to get that soon. You're also going to grow. And whatever you have with this next person, it's like they see you. They see everything that you're worth, you know? They see everything you're worth, and then they add tax. Like, they really exalt you. And, like, they really kind of worship you, and they want something real with you, and they're willing to build that from, I mean, you set the rules. I mean, they're willing to do whatever. But you're not going to be open for that, worrying about this person. So you guys need to let them go. You can do it. You're loved. You're supported. And I believe in you, Aries. We got to close out this year strong. Do the big kid shit. You know, level up. So we can have the decade we deserve, yeah? I love you guys dearly. Thank you so much for trusting me. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, because I need to know what you guys like, what you don't like, what you want to change. If you feel it, if it resonates, am I talking to myself? I need to know these things, okay? Also, let me know anything you want to see in 2020 that I'm not doing. I do general readings, romance readings, I'm doing spiritual readings, and then I'll do certain transits. I might do Jupiter and Capricorn. I'm not completely sure, but I might do a video for that. New moons, full moons, retrogrades, those kinds of things. Just let me know how you're fucking with the content, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, I love you guys dearly. I will talk to you guys in 2020. Hopefully with this guy gone. Bye. Love you.